Welcome in. It's the PAWsitively Petland Show, AM 800 KXIC. Thursday, May 15th. We're getting close to that weekend. We'll be there before you know it. You'll be out walking your dog on a Saturday afternoon. A little chilly, though. This Saturday. Sunday's supposed to be a little nicer, 67 or so. But, yeah, cold day today, 40s for your highs. Your high is low 50s today. So that's what we're looking at weather-wise. We welcome in Ron Solsbury with Petland of Iowa City. Ron, what's up? How you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Wish it was a little warmer. We got districts and track today.
Yeah.
Up in Dubuque.
Oh, right.
Gosh, it would be nice if it was a little warm for once. Track season was tough this year. I mean, it seemed like every meet was inclement weather of some kind. Lots of blankets, lots of umbrellas. But that's track season.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. Districts. This is what determines state.
That's great. Yeah, I know the Drake relays, they had some pretty poor weather out for that.
But they even broke records.
Yes, they did. Well, and the cool weather, I've talked to, people who love running and whatnot, and it's better than when it's smoking hot outside, right? Because it's actually dangerous when it gets too hot.
Right, your body's got to, shut off the heat. And if we can't shut off heat, then life is not.
A little nicer than 40s would be all right.
Right, yeah.
That's what we're looking at today. 40s, low 50s is the highest we'll get today, and it's supposed to rain too. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at for our weather. But we're talking pets here for the PAWsitively Petland Show. We've got a great show lined up for you today. We have our breed of the week, the amazing pet story of the week, and more. So stay tuned for that. We're going to tell you about it is flea and tick season. We'll have a little bit more on that. Also, you have a little bit more on how every puppy in a litter has a different personality.
I've had that on my topic.
We haven't gotten to it yet.
No, it's been for a couple of weeks now, but we've been so busy during the show, I haven't gotten to that one.
The show is going to be a little longer than it has been in the past, and it was sad this week here for Dottie Ray's last program as I had to actually delete the music bed from the log here that's been in here for however long. Dottie's famous music, because at 8:45 every morning is when we play that music, and
I missed it when I listened on the way in, and when it normally would occur, it just I was like, you're leaning forward and going,
I know, right?
Where is it? Where is it?
I know, and it's going to be like that for some time, I'm sure. But one of the things I've talked to, the Scottish Highlanders and Gary Schwartz, who comes on to talk about Medicaid. And so for the people who enjoyed the Dottie Ray program, the good news is that I've been in touch with a lot of those guests that are on rotation and she talks to, and they're going to come on the morning show in that 9 o'clock hour, also for your town in the 7 o'clock hour, and we'll mix in these interviews. So we're going to keep those local interviews going, but it's certainly going to be sad not hearing Dottie's voice on here. So.
Yeah, and thanks for posting it on Facebook, the last show, and the pictures and all that kind of stuff.
Podcast.
She is one beautiful lady.
She is. She's a wonderful woman, and you can't say enough about her. She's just excellent at what she does, sharp as a tack, and she decided now is the time. So she will definitely be missed. And then I can tell just by the reaction, you wouldn't believe how many people I've talked to off the air, just in emails and phone calls, and people who are saddened, but congratulatory too on what's an amazing career. For you do anything for over 5 decades, it's just amazing in itself. But particularly, I've talked about this in this business with all the changes that go on. You turn on a radio station one day, sometimes it's a completely different format.
Yeah.
They're bought out by another company or a different owner, and then they change everything. And so there have been changes at KXIC over the years, but that show has been there ever since. Yeah, 15 minutes of community information. So but anyway, we will keep those interviews coming, so you can count on us, of course, for local news, sports information, all that. But we will miss Dottie. But due to that, we are going to be able to extend the show a little bit further into the up till 9 o'clock or so. And we always are willing to take your phone calls and excited to take your phone calls. So if you ever have a question about pets, something going on with your pets, we love hearing stories about your pets too. 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. That's the phone number to call. And you can also email news@kxic.com. That's the word news at kxic.com, and the emails come right in the box here, and I can ask Ron any questions you might have. Maybe your cat or dog is doing something that's driving you nuts. Maybe you're in the market to maybe get some fish or something, or a lizard, and you want some tips on how to make that a successful deal. Ron's here to answer those questions, so feel free. Anything pet related at 319 354-0800. One of the bonuses of this show, too, is that if you have the breed of the week and you call us up, we give you a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food courtesy of Neutro just for calling the show. And all we need is your name and the name of your dog. And then you're set up for a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food. So we have a special breed. I guess now would be a good time. Tell us what the breed of the week is.
The Pembroke Welsh Corgi.
The Corgi.
A sturdy little thing.
A sturdy Corgi. Those are cool looking dogs.
You got to do an accent for me.
I don't know how to do. I'm Welsh, but it's a Welsh Corgi, right? And I that's actually the percentage that I'm most. I'm a mutt, but I'm most Welsh. That's the percentage. That's the highest of my muttness.
Well, it's got to have like an English type accent, then, right?
Yeah, I guess so. The Corgi. I don't know. I'm gonna have to just pass on that, I think. But what we will do is get the pictures up there so people can see it. Describe what a Corgi looks like too for our listeners.
It is a low, so a shorter-legged dog.
Stout.
A stout. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm going with it. It is a shorter-haired dog, but not too short. The length of it is a little bigger than a dachshund, but definitely thicker than a dachshund. And the colors, there's tricolors, there's fawns with whites and stuff like that out there. And so it's a nice little sturdy dog, a great family dog, it's about as big as you're going to get for those apartments and condos, and still have them get enough exercise within your condo. But it still does fit in there, but it's just a great family dog.
They almost look like they should be taller than they are.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah, but they stretch every inch of height out with those ears. I mean, the ears stick straight up, and they're like, we're trying, we're getting taller.
Yeah, they're like they have these really short legs, and the face, they've got those ears like a German Shepherd head type. Obviously small, a lot smaller than a German Shepherd, with those pointed ears that crop up. And then the different colors you mentioned. Beautiful dog, and that's our breed of the week. So any Corgi owners out there, anyone have a Corgi? Well, if you do, call us right now, 319-354-0800, and all we need is the name of your dog and your name, and we'll set you up with a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food courtesy of Neutro. And we also like to just know a little bit about your dog, if it's an active dog, if that Corgi is a sleepy dog, if it was easy to train. And what that does is help out others that might be in the market for a Corgi, or just to learn more about this breed. So feel free to call us at 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. We're looking for a Corgi owner out there, or several. So call us up, and we'll set you up with a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food courtesy of Neutro. And again, all you have to do is tell us a little bit about your dog, just the name and your name, and then we'll set you up. It's a great deal, and it's fun. I love hearing from listeners out there that have these breeds, because you get a little insight on just what is that dog like. And we love hearing stories about your dog. So feel free at any time during this program if you have a Corgi. Also, if you know somebody that has a Corgi, if you're thinking, oh, my friend has a Corgi, but maybe they're not listening right now, well, shame on them. But tell them to tune into 800 KXIC and call us up, and we'll get them that free bag of treats and free bag of dog food courtesy of Neutro. So tell them. It's the number to call is 319-354-0800. So call us up. And that goes for everybody out there. If you have a question about pets, just to call us up during the program. We love getting phone calls, and Ron always comes prepared. We've got a lot of other things to talk about. We have the amazing pet story of the week, and you just heard the breed of the week is the Corgi. We're going to talk a little bit about Flea and Tick. We'll talk a little bit about how each animal of a litter has a different personality. We'll talk a little bit about that and more. But let's do the amazing pet story of the week, and then we'll take a quick break. How about that? Sound good, Ron?
Sounds good.
All right.
Let him in.
That's our big voice guy. Here you go. It's your big time. Your one time a day here where you come out and let us know.
Swings that door open so wide and so fast. Bam! I'm here.
Once a week, he is here to tell you about the amazing pet story of the week. Let's hit it, big voice guy. Amazing pet story of the week. This one just came in this week, and I thought, you know what, I had a different one set for today, but I got to use this one because it is very, very recent. It's top of mind, and it just happened this week in particular. Rewind back 3 years ago. there was that tsunami back in 2011 in Japan. You may remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you go back to that day, the Yamagishi family lost their cat in that tsunami. Suika, S-U-I-K-A. Suika the cat was gone amidst all the chaos of that just devastating tsunami. Really, really sad time. And it was 3 years, and they looked for this cat for 3 months, and then they just, at that point at 3 months, they gave up and said he's either gone or dead. We don't know where he's at. So that was it. Well, jump forward to this year, and just recently, more than 3 years after that earthquake and tsunami, a couple walking in the town close to where the Yamagishi family lives came upon a cat sleeping under a tree. Oh, I think you know where this is headed. The cat was wearing a collar, and they took him to the shelter, and they searched for the stray cat's owners. Nobody claimed the cat, so they posted photos in local newspapers. Then an employee was taking the pics. When he got closer to the collar, realized there was a faded name and a number on that collar. The digits were a cell phone number. So they called Takeo Yamagishi, who immediately confirmed that that stray cat they found was Suika.
There we go.
So for the past 3 years, this cat was on its own, finding ways to probably, catch some mice in the alley or whatever it was doing to live. And they reportedly burst into tears when the family was reunited, and Suika back home where Suika belongs.
That was a commercial for microchips.
Right?
Yeah, because that's exactly what a microchip doesn't even rely on a collar that might fade or come off or anything like that.
Right.
Microchipping your dog or cat will bring them back.
Yeah.
We reunited a beagle to a family 5 years later.
Did you really? That's an amazing pet story of the week.
It was unbelievable. We got a call, and it was one of those, you just don't get it until you put all the pieces together. It was North Liberty, and they were calling us, and they said, hey, we have a dog. Microchip was originating from your store, but that's all we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so we looked on the national database real quick and found the owner's name. And we called it. It was a voicemail, left a voicemail. And meantime, we went, picked up the dog, brought it into our store, playing, having fun, really nice beagle and all that. Midway through the day, we get a call, and they said, hey, I got a strange call today from your store. It was about a dog I used to have, but it ran away one day, and I just never heard about it or anything. And we said, well, we've got it. And they went in. When she understood when it all came, I mean, she was bawling, crying, it was like oh my gosh, thing.
Yeah.
Talked with her husband. So her life had changed. She had graduated from school.
Right.
She had gotten a job. She
5 years.
Married.
Yeah.
She had a kid, and it just kept on going. And she goes, I gotta talk to my husband to see if this is okay to get, And we said, we'll work with you either way. Don't worry about it. And so she called back up and was just really emotional. My husband said, this is the best thing ever. We're coming to pick it up. And they came and picked it up.
Great story.
It was a really cool thing.
Fantastic.
All about microchips.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a harmless, easy way to get your dog protected so that it always can be identified as yours.
Technology's there, and so why not use it? And that way, if you ever have that devastating moment where the dog either runs away or something happens where it's unexpected, and then you've got that feeling of what do? You put up pictures of it.
Right.
We get calls at the radio station sometimes. Can you make an announcement? And we've done that in the past, but you just don't know if you're gonna get the right person. But if you've got the microchip, when that dog ends up filtering through, hopefully to a shelter or I know you get people to drop them off at the pet store sometimes, or you scan it, and then if you find out, then you get that phone call and you're reunited. So very, very cool.
Go to your veterinarian, talk with them about the microchip. You also want to register that microchip on a national database. If you have a microchip already on your dog or in your dog, and you need to get it registered, come to our store. We actually have that service. Not only do we register it, but you get what's called Amber Alert for that dog.
Cool.
So that we put out a notice and everything. So it's really cool.
All right, very good. We'll go to the phone lines here this morning. Good morning. You're on the PAWsitively Petland Show. Who's this? Hi, Cindy. What do you have for us today?
Excellent.
Absolutely. Two corgis.
2 for 1.
Yeah, who's this? Hi, Lance. Good. What's your corgi's name? Nora. And how old's Nora? 9. Good dog. Really? And is she trained? Is she easy to train? Smart dog? Good. Is she active at 9 years old still? Pretty active? Very good. All right, so your name's Lance, right? Okay, so this is how this works. You go to the pet store and they'll have your information. They'll set you up with a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food, courtesy of Nutro, just for calling the show. And who else did you have with you there? Can you put her back on? Thanks. Cindy? Hey, yeah, this is how this works. I just told Lance that we have your name and his name, and you're going to have a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food, courtesy of Nutro at Petland of Iowa City, waiting for you, just for calling the show. But we need to learn a little bit about your dog, too. What's the name? Mimi.
I like it.
How old's Mimi? Oh, all right. And how about activity level? Is she active dog, lazy? What is she? Right,
I gotta
right.
put boundaries
So
on.
smart, like too smart almost, right? All right, well, yes, go ahead, Ron.
And Cindy, you had said that this one is more spunky. Are you referring to the previous corgi that you had, or? Yeah.
Nice.
And I wanted to bring that up because there's later in our show here, we're going to be talking about how even within one litter, the same litter, you'll have those different personalities. And everybody thinks if I get the same one from the same, all that kind of stuff, you're going to get exactly the same thing. And it's not that case. It's kind of, I always say it's kind of like families.
Right.
And that, every child in the family is different.
Well, Cindy, I want to thank you for calling. Thanks, Lance, and then thank whoever told you. And now you know to tune into the Pet Show every Friday. I assume every Thursday at 8. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep. All right. Good deal. See, that's what it's all about. I love that. That's the whole idea behind it, and it really adds to the show because now we just heard firsthand from corgi owners. We learned that they think they're intelligent. We learned that there's differences in the litter, and that does lead right into one of our next topics that we're going to talk about later on this show. So that's open for all corgi owners. So again, if you own one, what's holding you back? Let us know about your corgi. 319-354-0800. That happens to be the breed of the week. Now, if you own a different breed, if you have a breed and you're waiting, just know that every week we feature a different breed. When it's your week, you're going to want to call us and let us know, and then we'll set you up with that free bag of treats and free bag of dog food, courtesy of Nutro. This is the PAWsitively Petland Show on AM 800 KXIC. Thanks to Cindy, thanks to Lance for calling up, and the mystery person who told them to call in. Good stuff. I love it. 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. The Corgi is the breed of the week, and we'll learn a little bit more about their history, and then we're going to get into some of the other topics of the day. Coming up for the PAWsitively Petland Show. Quick break. We'll be right back. Weather, traffic, sports, and then we're back with the second half of the show on AM 800 KXIC, Iowa City. Good morning. Yeah.
AM 800 KXIC on the air from the Concept by Iowa Hearing Aid Center's digital studios. Foster Appliance is a
KXIC, who's this? Hi, Mary Beth. You're the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's what we're hoping to get more of, is people calling up with their breeds, because it's fun to hear about them, So you... okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you helping out. What kind? Do you have a dog? No? Nice. Very cool. Well, you're the best, Mary Beth. Thanks for helping out with the show. I appreciate it. Yeah, take care. Bye.
So in Johnson County, construction on W62, the Sharon Center Road bridge replacement project. If you know of a traffic problem, let us know in the Beltone of Iowa Hearing Aid Center's traffic tip line, 319-395-0545.
The Colonels with another doubleheader against Peoria last night on KCRG TV9 Scott Sable. Once again, they dropped 2 games, losing the opener 4-3 and dropping the nightcap 5-3. The Colonels lost 4 games in 48 hours to drop below 500 at 19-20. Colonels will begin a commuter series at Burlington tonight. It was a big day in the majors for a couple of former Colonels. Former Midwest League All-Star pitcher Garrett Richards raised his record to 4-0. For the Halos with a win over the Phillies, Richards was a strikeout machine with 8 Ks. He got some help from another former Colonel, Eric Ibar, who had a double off-the-wall scoring Albert Pujols, and the Angels shut out
caller
the
while you were
Phillies
gone, the mystery caller, the one who told.
Oh, yeah.
Her name's Mary Beth. She's a longtime loyal listener.
Did she say where she's from?
She didn't say where she's from, but
I know a Mary Beth.
yeah,
But I don't. She would have identified herself.
Yeah, she's a total sweetheart. And she called her friend because she knew how much they love their corgi.
Was that like?
No, I think they were coworkers.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So they're huddled in there.
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Welcome back. Oh, my microphone's not on. Welcome back. It's the Positively Petland Show, AM 800, KXIC. Corgis. Corgi owners, we're looking for you. It is the breed of the week. You get a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food, just like Lance and Cindy. They claim theirs. If you own one, we just need to know the name of your dog, a little bit about the dog, and we'll set you up. Free bag of treats, free bag of dog food, courtesy of Nutro. 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. Quick shout out to Mary Beth, longtime loyal listener here on KXIC, and she's the mystery caller who let her friends know that, hey, we got to talk about Mimi. We got to talk about that dog that you love so much, Nora and Mimi, the corgis that have been featured so far on the Positively Petland Show. So now I want to just learn a little bit more. It's time for Ron to take over and just give us a little bit of history. This is one of the favorite things. I was actually just texting back and forth with a friend, Seth, who, by the way, did go. He went to the store. He says he loves corgis. I just got that text. He says that they went to play with the mini Aussie, and they also said they loved the American Eskimo. So they were playing at your store, my neighbor. And so he was texting me here about this particular breed here too, saying that they love the corgi as well. So good news there. But one of the things I was telling him is that I love learning about the breed. So that, not only are we looking for owners of those dogs, but I like to just sit back and hear about, like, some of the histories of these are amazing. It dates back to years and years ago, and we've gone all over the world. And in particular, now we're going to Wales, right? It's a Welsh dog.
Right.
So tell us about the history.
And by the way, we do have 2 Welsh Corgis in the store
right now.
You can play with and get to see this personality that we're talking about.
Are the photos available?
And the photos are available.
I will post those while you're talking.
Posted one of them on the Petland Iowa City Facebook, so if you wanted to click over to that, you'll find one, and then Jay will have one posted on KXIC's Facebook here fairly quickly. And you talk about years and how long ago and all that kind of stuff. It's described as the Pembroke Corgi has considerable antiquity.
Antiquity.
And I love that. Back in 1107.
1107.
It was brought across the channel by the Flemish weavers.
Wow.
And there's words in here that I can't even pronounce when they're describing. Yeah, there we go.
That's your Welsh hymn.
Good Welsh hymn.
That's what it's
you
called.
never can get enough of good Welsh hymns.
Agreed.
They sprang up, and they were some of the breeds that are in the same category over, like we're talking way back then, that make up it: Kashan, the Pomeranian, Samoyed, Chow Chow, Norwegian Elkhound, and Finnish Spitz. So there's a lot of different breeds. We always remind everybody, when we talk about purebreds here, they were mixes from the past, and that's important to know. And if you're one of those discriminating people that, you know, yeah, oh, I don't like all the mixes, hey, remember that purebred that you probably have was a mix in the past, and that continues to evolve as far as all the different breeds that are out there right now. Temperament, bold and friendly, like I said, really good with family. It has that, it wants to be part of the family type characteristic to it. It's a herding dog, and so you will find in your house it's constantly herding you around and saying, hey, I want you to go here, I want you to go there. If it's wanting something, it's going to start herding you in that direction and be pretty tenacious at doing that. Stands about 10 to 12 inches tall, was brought into the AKC back in 1934, so it has been within the AKC group for quite a while in their herding group. Some of the, you know, we talked about apartments are fine for the Pembroke, but you're getting to the biggest dog you can have in an apartment type or condo type dwelling.
And we have a phone call here. We'll go to the phone lines. Good morning. You're on the Positive Petland Show. Who's this? Todd? All right, Todd. Now, do you have a Corgi? You have two Corgis.
There we go.
All right. And what are their names? Lucy and Lola? All right. Very good. Well, tell us, how old are they? Okay. Did you get them together, or was it one first and then the other one? They get along pretty well?
Yeah, I know that one.
Now, were they easy to train? Yeah, yeah.
So you're loyal to that breed for sure.
All right, well, what was your name again?
Todd.
Todd. All right, well, Todd, thanks for calling, and we've got a free bag of treats. You know where Petland of Iowa City is located? All right, stop by. They'll be in your name there. Free bag of treats, free bag of dog food, all right? Thanks a lot.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Yeah, so it's all about 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. That's the phone number to call. If you have a Corgi, we'd love to hear from you this morning. It's great getting a little first-hand perspective with a lot of agreement here on the type of dog that they are.
You know, Corgi owners are loyal is what I'm hearing today.
Me too, yeah.
Because, you know, there's been some more popular breeds that we've talked about, and not a call comes in. And here, Corgis, there are not as many Corgis out there as some other breeds, and they just are calling in and saying, hey, this is a wonderful breed.
And not only that, both, or maybe all three, I know at least two of the three had Corgis in the past, and then they bought another one because they loved it so much.
Yeah.
So, and we see that a lot with the different breeds. Like, people become loyal to a certain type of dog because maybe they had it as a child, and then they just enjoy that type of breed. So, yeah, good deal. Corgi.
So then the grooming aspects of it, it is a shedding dog, and so you're going to do regular brushings, a Furminator type brush, something that he sheds, is going to be wanted if you're sensitive to the shedding aspects of things. So beware, understand that aspect.
We may have another Corgi owner. Let's see.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Good morning. You're on the Positive Petland Show. Who's this? Dan, Columbus Junction. You have a Corgi? Right on. What's your Corgi's name? Mason. How long have you had Mason for?
Yeah.
Is Mason your bud? Nice, nice. Now, what type of dog is he? Is he active? Is he a smart dog? Is he easy to train? Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's too bad to hear. But, yeah, so 5-year-old Mason, and you're calling in from Columbus Junction, right? Good deal. And do you know where the Petland of Iowa City is located? Do you know? Yeah. It's right off Lower Muscatine. And so if you stop by, they'll have a free bag of treats, a free bag of dog food in your name, and for Mason to give him a little treat there, all right? All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. All right, good deal there. Yep. What's his name again? I hope you
Dan.
Dan. Okay. Dan from Columbus Junction. Thank you.
He mentioned back injury, and we're talking about minor ones. If you sense anything major, you definitely want to go see a veterinarian, have them look through that. But my little dachshund has, similar back type issues over the years. Our dachshund is over 10 years old now. And we see that from time to time on that dog, and you would see the same thing on a Pembroke. So weight is a critical thing. You want to make sure the weight.
They're those longer dogs, too.
So it's longer back, so there's going to be more stress on that spinal cord. And so weight is going to be one thing. What we have really found is the supplements work for them very well. Callie right now is on a continuous glucosamine chondroitin, and this one's derived from elk antlers. So it's a really high potency product, but Callie had that, she's had little injuries, and we've just got normal supplements with the glucosamine chondroitin over the years. This one was a little more serious, and it was a little more long term, and so we found this product, and it's actually, we carry it in the store as well. Within 3 days, and she had gone for months with a back issue, and like what you're hearing there, we had to use the kennel and stuff to prevent her from re-injuring it. Within 3 or 4 days of using this elk antler product, holy cow! I mean, she was just back as normal. And we're like, that's it. I'm not one to go into all of the homeopathic type stuff. If it works, it's great. I'm all about it. This one, I was like, wow, this thing just really did the job on Callie. So there are some nice ways to help out your dogs out there. And if you have any of those questions, come on in and we'll talk with you about it.
Good deal. Good show so far. Thanks to all the callers here. 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. Always feel free to call the show. Even if you're not a Corgi owner, just know if you have a question about a pet, this is your time to talk pets. It's the Positively Petland Show. I'm Jay Capron. Ron Salzard's here. He's the owner of Petland of Iowa City, and here to answer any questions that you may have. We do have the top headlines here, too, and so what I'm going to do is just take a quick break to run down some of the top stories, and then we'll get back to the topic of the day here, which is the Corgi. So some of the top stories we're telling you about, one, a sad story out of rural Johnson County. A 2-year-old was killed in a motorcycle crash as was riding on a mini motorcycle with his older brother. And the 2-year-old Abraham Harris was killed. He was not wearing a helmet, according to Johnson County Sheriff's Office. His father did tell the Sheriff's Office that the kids normally do wear their helmets when they ride the vehicle. Also this morning, we're telling you that 4 animals died in a Cedar Rapids mobile home fire. This happened at 2925 Johnson Avenue Northwest, Lot 40. 1 dog and 3 cats died at that fire, and the people who lived there were at work and school during the blaze yesterday. There was a fire early this morning in Marion that took place, and that fire started in a kitchen. There was unattended cooking materials that went up in flames. It was on Southview Drive. Thankfully, nobody injured in that incident, but certainly damage there. Some people were treated for smoke inhalation, but overall, nobody injured seriously. And also in the news, a marijuana-themed restaurant closing in Iowa City, the Chiba Hut at 314 East Burlington Street, has announced that they're closing their doors. They opened in 2011. And they are now closing. The original Chiba Hut was opened in 1988 on the Arizona State campus, and that is one of 15 chain restaurants here, the one in Iowa City, and it is closing its doors. So those are some of the top headlines. We'll get back to the program here, as you were just touching on. We talked, I think you've got about wrapped up the Corgi as a breed, right? Yep. All right, so we'll move on to one of the other topics.
If I could make one comment on one of your stories there, the helmet type issue. I do come from a motorcycle background, off-road only, type thing, and so I can speak from that perspective, but I also own bicycles. Parents out there realize that the professionals that are out there are huge advocates of helmets, and you can find a lot of pictures of the professionals that are doing this for a living and all that, wearing helmets, and they have made helmets look so cool and so interesting. So make sure to share that with your children and make it more enticing to wear helmets. My kids have worn helmets. I even got my wife to wear a helmet when she rides her bike, and that's a pretty good feat there.
Good for you.
And so just know that that's out there, and that's how we've done it with our children. We put stickers when they were real young on them, their favorite stickers and stuff on it. But gosh, if you've got a little boy that looks at some of these motocross riders, just check out their helmets. Holy cow, they are decorative, artistic.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
And just use that as your way of
motivating your children.
Sounds like his family was doing that, and it just was an unfortunate.
Very, very sad. But yes, and that is good. That's a good tip there too for all the parents to try and find a way to make it fun and make it encouraging to wear those. And I can tell you too firsthand, I've had State Trooper Bob Conrad on, and I've been doing this local news scene I've been in radio for over 12 years, and I can't tell you how many incidents. There's one that particular that sticks with me is that there was a motorcyclist that was hit from behind, and it was the car that hit him was only going about 20 miles an hour, and it knocked him off his bike. No helmet. It was a very low impact crash, but fell right on his head, and he died. And the officer, unfortunately, had to basically admit that, hey, if he had a helmet on, this wouldn't have happened.
Helmets have saved my life many, many times, both on bicycles and on motorcycles, everything works on my body right now as a result.
Trying to find a way to tie this back to pets. There's no dog helmets out there anymore, right?
No. Okay. That's kind of an interesting concept. You got the engineering brain in me just popped out and said, "Whoa!"
Yeah. For all the motorcyclists that want to take the dogs for a ride, get them a little bike helmet.
There's goggles, but there's no.
Are there goggles?
They call them doggles, or that was the originator.
Oh yeah, you talked about doggles before. All right, back to the task here.
All right. I wanted to just talk a little bit because we've got about 5 minutes or less.
About 7. Yeah,
okay.
We can squeeze this in.
About Flea and Tick, and we were talking about, last week I was saying, hey, your first line of defense are those topical products that you put on your dog or cat. Frontline, Advantix, are the top 2 products that are out there. There are others, but all I say is when you're looking at those others, compare them with Advantix or Frontline and look at the active ingredient list. That's when the real story is going to come out, and you're going to say, hey, this one's at 1/3 of the dose of those others. And so don't get brought into a lower price is a better product type thing. Look at it from a perspective, well, it's 1/3 of the dose, and I'm paying 1/3 of the price. Am I really getting a bargain here? Plus, veterinarians will tell you over and over again, hey, if you go with those lower dose products, you are definitely taking a risk of that. So that's one thing. Also, do never mix your cat and dog flea and tick products unless the package says you can with these topical products that we're mentioning here. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to do that. Cats are much more sensitive to this stuff, so use a huge caution on that. Something that I found interesting over the week, just looking at information about how to apply and everything, is on water exposure when you're using these products, whether it's bathing or whether it is the lakes and rivers type thing. You want to, they say, if you want to get maximum protection, you want to limit the water exposure to your dog or cat. They don't say that it eliminates it, but it does reduce it, especially longer-term exposure. I finally found, and I've always suspected this, they always, on the packages over the years, they say, hey, don't wash your dog or cat a day before or a day after. There is actually now some of Advantix has come out and said, look, 2 weeks after is the soonest you want to use the shampoo. So shampoos, there's a lot of them out there. All of them in our store are flea and tick friendly for these topicals, so they are not meant to wash it away, but some of it does wash away when you're scrubbing your dog and everything. So they say, hey, wash your dog 48 hours prior to application, then wait 2 weeks before you wash your dog again to get maximum dosage and all that kind of stuff, prevention on your dog. So water exposure is a critical thing. So if you found that, hey, I've tried these products, but I don't, I've had problems as a result, there's usually something going on else that's decreasing that exposure. Remember, the basic way these things work is they do maximum dosage when you apply it, and then that's constantly decreasing for the next 30 days, and then you put it all the way back up to the maximum dosage again. And so as you get closer to the end of the month, your dog becomes, or cat becomes, more vulnerable to these things. So also just take that into consideration when you're evaluating your dog and hey, I saw something and all that. There was a comment on Advantix, and you'll want to go check it out before you do this. But if you have frequent water exposure, it does say to retreat, but not more than once weekly. I've not seen that before, so that was interesting that they've come out and documented that one. I've always said don't do it more than once a week unless your veterinarian says you can. You are playing with a little bit of more potency stuff here, so I would use a veterinarian to find out what's the recommended dosage. So that's the basic way of preventing it. There's some other products that are okay to use in concert with these products to up the dosage. Like if there's water exposure, BioGroom has a phenomenal product out there called Repel. Again, one's for cat, one's for dog. Don't mix them up. And you can do it on a daily basis, and it's meant to get it up to the par. I've called their 800 help number, and I said, how much is too much? And they said, follow the directions on the label, but if you can apply it every day, and all you're doing is getting it to a higher dose. So if you're having problems, then that's a nice product to use to get it up to dose.
I think we're going to have to push that final topic back again another week here about the different dogs from the same litter, unless we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah,
but
we
I
can
don't know if there's more you want
to.
Yeah, if there's more you want to touch on that, because we're just about out of time here for that. Now, as we get ready to wrap up here, the Petland of Iowa City PAWsitively Petland Show, is there anything else that you'd like to add this morning?
Well, we'll talk about, I was going to get into the herbal type products for Flea and Tick, and we'll talk about that next week. So if you're more into, hey, I'm not into all that stuff, we'll talk about that next week.
Okay.
And hit that really hard. But Petland of Iowa City, if you have not been in our store, you'll find out that we are all about play, fun. If you've gone to our Facebook page, we're all about fun. Every day I'm posting something about something cool and fun about pets. There's a lot of education on there. You'll see video clips. You'll see our podcast from this show if you're looking for information, as well as our website, petlandiowacity.com. I've posted a lot of flea and tick, and is this the right pet for you? And there's a lot of information about different breeds and all that kind of stuff. And it has all the pictures of the puppies that we have in our store right now. But we're a wonderful store that you can come in, play, learn about things, whether it's a dog, a cat, a guinea pig, a rabbit, a fish, a reptile, a bird. There's all sorts of things that you can get educated on in our store.
And you can see a picture of the Pembroke Welsh Corgi at Facebook on KXIC's Facebook timeline. Hey, thanks to all of our listeners here that called in. Cindy, Lance,
I think we broke a record
Todd,
today.
Dan, good stuff. That was exactly what we look for here for this show. And feel free, next week, whatever the breed is, if you have it, let us know. We have a news update and a community calendar to get to on this Thursday. Thanks to Ron Salzer with Petland of Iowa City. Thanks to you for tuning in. Coming up, we have a couple more local interviews. We're going to talk to Frederick Newell with the Dream Center, plus Kate Saracen with Kate's Frozen Yogurt. They're celebrating their one-year anniversary right there near Iowa City, Regina. Good morning.